guys.
Go ahead and grab a mic before you ask your question. I think I'm going to pronounce it correctly. Brett Oestreich. What does it say about that guy on 2 third downs, you need 5, I think you get 6. You need 9, you get 11. I mean, just expound on that maybe.
Yeah, I think it's, I keep saying this. I really feel like it's the story, right? Like, we just keep coming, and they come from everywhere, and they keep playing to the standard of excellence that the program's about. Guys got to keep stepping up, critical situations, and they keep doing it. Brett's been incredible for us really all fall on special teams, and then boom, he gets his opportunity, gets a moment, and he takes advantage of it. And just really happy for him, because I think he's going to have an incredible career here. But he's really played great football. I think if you guys watch, he's kind of been with DP on the punt team. They've been truly incredible all fall. Has played for us on kick return, has played for us in our punt block unit. So just really happy for him in the terms of a catch. In critical catches, he shows up. But again, that's the story, right? The story is every game, win or lose, somebody else is stepping in a critical moment and playing great football for us. And I'm really grateful for it, and I appreciate that. And it's a tribute, obviously, to, I think, the seniors in that room that keep guiding those young guys in some special moments.
And the fake punt, to see Steve-O run like he ran, I think they had a reaction shot of you on the sideline. Just what's the feeling for you in that moment?
Well, again, it's Steve-O. To me, that guy, what a game he had. He was incredible today for us. And, you watch Gabe, who, that guy's played good football. He's been waiting for his moment and had some critical plays. And, it's just so great to see him. And then Steve-O step in and have, obviously, some critical catches. And not only some critical catches, but that. And, we've kind of had that in our back pocket here for the last couple of weeks and been waiting for the right opportunity and just to execute it. And what Steve-O would tell you, it's the other 10 guys that execute. I think a couple big blocks on the left side of that punt team, and really did a great job. So just really proud of them. That's a big play and a critical moment for sure.
Hi, Coach. Obviously, talking about the defense, going into last week, obviously giving up 49 points to Kansas, and now going into this week, getting back guys like Will McLaughlin, who played the first time today, and Dom Orange, who didn't play last week. Can you kind of talk about what they did today and how they attributed to the only 66 pass yards given up?
Yeah, and then you got Malik back. I think those three, think about the names you just said. One guy started 20 games at linebacker, and we haven't had him all year. The other guy's maybe one of the best safeties in the country, and Malik. And, the other guy's a super talented defensive lineman who's really having a great year for us. So I just think their talent, let alone their leadership and their poise, I think it just helped. We had a lot of young guys that had to play last week and played as hard as they could and grew. But it was great to get some veteranness back on our football team. Obviously, Will McLaughlin, that was huge for us. And, to have a guy that, as depleted as that room is and has been, to get a guy with that kind of veteranness back on our football team, just communication, just the ability to bring awareness and almost a sense of poise. And I thought Jack Sadowski maybe played his best game of his career tonight. So, again, another guy that we've been kind of counting on to keep coming, and he really did a great job tonight.
Hey, Coach. Saw J.R. Singleton on the sidelines in street clothes. What's up with him?
Don't know yet. I guess we'll find out a little bit later this week.
Was it his arm?
Don't know.
Matt, with Rocco at the end of the game, he gets the tip and kind of runs it in and jumps on the almost fumble, big run on the sideline as well. Just what kind of mentality does that take for a player in those moments?
Yeah, I think what you've seen, and again, and I don't mean to say this brashly, but it's been every week, right? He's the same guy every week. He is tough. He is critical in the most critical moments for this team. He's got the ability to handle chaos as great as anybody that I've seen. The last guy here handled chaos really special too. And we've been blessed beyond belief to have two guys cut out of that mold. But man, this Rocco Beck, just the ability to handle chaotic situations, to bring it back and have the poise in the moment, it's been really special. So just really grateful. He's an elite competitor, which is what you absolutely love about him. And usually how the mentality and the courage and the leadership of that guy, it can really rally the entire locker room. And I think he brings that every single time he steps on the field for our football team.
You mean Brock Purdy?
Yeah, that guy's pretty special too. Yep.
Matt, with Bramer and Moore out, just what do you have to say about the way that Burkle and Klotz stepped up and contributed at tight end?
Well, we didn't have any more. I almost had to put pads on and practice a little bit on Tuesday and Wednesday just so we could have a scout team tight end. But for those two guys, and man, what we've asked of those two guys has been borderline. It's a lot. I mean, they start on 3 special teams. They play almost every rep on offense right now, and they're doing everything in their power for the betterment of the team. And again, what was really fun about tonight is we got back to playing team football. The team. Man, we got off the field on 3rd down. Our special teams was great. They served the offense, and then when the offense needed to be its best late in the 3rd and 4th quarter, because we didn't, abandon the running game. We just kept pounding the football. We were able to be our best, and it was really fun to watch that group and really watch our football team start to come back and play Iowa State football. It was great.
Matt, you led me into my question there. The last couple Tuesdays, you've talked a lot about getting into an offensive rhythm. You kind of caught it there in the second half. What went into that?
Yeah, and I feel like we've been in some really good rhythm at times. I thought what we did tonight was probably we were the best finishers we've been. Through the last couple weeks, I thought we did a great job early. We've kind of, done a great job driving the football, but we haven't been elite finishers. I thought we did a great job of that tonight. And listen, let's give hats off to, obviously we know Coach Veit knows us really well, and it was going to be a war. It was going to be a battle. He's got that defense playing great football, and they're good on defense. And you had to stick in there. You have to battle against this type of team, and I think we knew it was going to be that kind of battle. And their gift is they're never going to try to give up the big play. And so you're going to have to earn it. And you're going to have to battle down the field. So to watch our guys do that and stick in there and do those things really well was awesome to see, to be honest.
You mentioned Sadowski. What can you tell us about his year and him stepping up tonight when, this year I would imagine has not gone how we would have imagined on this side of the microphone?
Yeah, I would agree. And I think Jack would tell you the same thing. It's not been easy. A guy that started every game last year, and I just think, a lot was thrown on his plate early in his football career. And, I think Jack was kind of, even from our end, at some point we were thinking, man, should we try to redshirt Jack? I think we were kind of in that boat probably for, a short period of time, and then, all of a sudden the rash of injuries. And so I just think his mental toughness, I give Coach Cratch, Colby's done an unbelievable job with that linebacker group. The challenges, both the mental wear and tear, the physical wear and tear. Man, you don't have Berzina again this week. We are battling like I've never seen a group have to battle, and you're doing it at tight end and you're doing it at linebacker right now. And I guess my great thing is, and I said this to our team, I think the greatest gift that we have is, in the storm, our kids never waver, and I really appreciate that. And I feel like Jack, that's kind of his mentality, because it's been a storm. It's been a hell of a storm, to be honest with you, in the last 6 months. But for that kid to come play his best football right here in the middle of November with our backs against the wall, I think it says a lot about him. And hopefully he can take this and give him a great shot of confidence, because we're going to need Jack to play great football the rest of the way out.
You mentioned the guys you got back this week defensively, but just the turnaround from last week to this week and making them one-dimensional. What can you say about what they were able to do?
Yeah, and you guys know I've got so much faith in Coach Haycock and our defensive staff and our kids, and again, I think there's not an overreaction to what happened last week. Number one, like I said last week, they got 6-year offensive personnel that's played a ton of football. They got a guy that, knows everything about us and was with us halfway through the spring for whatever reason and still calling the game for them last week. So, they got all of our stuff. And the reality of it, we got all these young pups trying to go play football. And, I don't think any of us kind of panicked. We evaluated the film because there was still some good stuff. And then we brought it back, and I think there was a great sense of urgency by our leadership on that side of the ball. That's not who we want to be, and that's not the standard that we want to be about. But I really thought our kids responded well. I thought Coach Haycock did a great job as well.
There's been questions, I think, for you around the last couple of weeks about finding a third pass catcher to kind of emerge behind Jaden and Jalen. You saw Gabe do that tonight. We talked about that a little bit earlier, but what's the value of having a third option for Rocco to hit like he did tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, because eventually somebody's going to try to take those two guys away, and that's in reality. I don't know if that's truly happened, but tonight it did. And when that happens, then you have to have the ability for the other people to step up. And boy, I think it is big. We have great faith in all those other players, but we would also be foolish if you were going to try to get the ball to really good players too. And so, I think it again, at some point it was going to happen. You were going to have to, put the ball in other people's hands in some critical moments. I'm so happy for Gabe Burkle, because I feel like Gabe has been, we've put so much on his plate, and for him to step up the way he did tonight too, it's been really awesome to see.
On the other side of that dynamic, what does it say about Rocco to not force the ball to the two guys that he typically throws it to see that Gabe was open, to see that some of his other targets are tonight, and effectively like that?
Yeah, I do think that's what makes Rocco really special. I don't feel like he's ever been a guy that's going to, I don't even, the couple intercept, like he's never forcing the ball. Now it may be a hair off one way or another, but I don't ever feel like it's a situation where he's trying to do something that the scheme is not asking him to do. And I think it's what makes Rocco really special. I think it makes him one of the best quarterbacks in the country right now, to be honest with you. I think he's got great detail on where the football goes, and he's really starting to play at a really high rate.
Coach, how you used Connor Moberly tonight, what were your takeaways from him in that game, and will we see more stuff like that in the coming weeks?
Yeah, I think Mose is a guy we got a lot of excitement about, just because he brings a different dynamic. I think he can both run and throw it a little bit. Obviously Rocco can too, and trying to just diversify who we want to be offensively. Aiden Flora had a couple great runs. He's a kid that keeps playing really good football for us as well. So yeah, I just think for us it's like, how can we continue to diversify and keep opening up the offense so we can be unique in some critical moments.
Can you define the resilience of this team?
Yeah, I don't know if I can put words into it, but I think the videotape and what you guys watch and cover every week probably says all we need to know. I feel like, from the beginning of the season to where we are today, this group has never flinched. They've never backed down. They've never wavered. And to me, that's such a credit to the senior leadership that we have on our football team right now.
Matt, at the end of the first half, Cincinnati has the lead, has the ball, but you get that -7 on the screen. What in that moment gave you the confidence to call that timeout, ended up getting the ball back?
Yeah. Well, Dom made a great play. I think he made 3 great plays right before half, and made him at nose, which was exciting because we've kind of been moving Dom around, and it was great to see him kind of back at times in the middle of the defense. And I thought he made some really big plays in some critical moments. But I think once we got a minus play there, I felt really confident that we'd be foolish. I don't want to take those timeouts into the locker room, and maybe we could get the ball back. And then we made another great play, and then we were able to force a punt that wasn't maybe the best punt of the night, and I thought again we had a really good plan there, so it gave us the ability to make some critical plays. I thought Rocco did a really good job too, kind of navigating that scene, and we were out of timeouts, and I thought we did a really good job staying ahead of the clock. I think we had a clock play, and then we got the ball out of bounds, and it was a great kick by Kyle. I thought Kyle was awesome tonight as well.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, thank you.